Yes, I think this won't be news to most people watching this, but have to acknowledge the fact that Tony Clarkin, Magnum founder, guitarist, producer, songwriter, passed away last week. The reason I'm mentioning it on this video is what's coming up is something I recorded last Tuesday, and it's a random selection of songs. It's part 2 of my second random foreplay, and a Magnum song happened to come up. Quite an ironic one, given what's happened. And then an hour at most after I'd finished that, the news broke from the family that Tony had passed away on the weekend, which obviously was a shock to a lot of people. We knew he'd been diagnosed with a condition recently that was going to prevent him from touring, but there was no thought really that anything else was on the cards. And whether that condition is linked to his death or not, I don't know, and we don't need to know really. It's not really our business. I would do a full tribute to Tony, but I kind of believe that what you say about a person when they're alive, or when you think they're alive, is the real tribute. So what I said about him in my video about the Seventh Darkness, and my opinion on where he stands in the pantheon of British songwriters, that's my tribute to him. What I say about him in the video coming up is my tribute to him, and I've got the new album, physical form. So I got the version with the live DVD, which, thank goodness they got this film, because it had been so long since they managed to get a DVD done. It's turned out to be Tony's final show with the band, and I had often wondered or worried if Tony was aware just how much his music meant to the fans. But you only need to relive Bob's introduction to the band at the end on the DVD here to see, yes, of course he knew. So thank goodness that he did. And thank goodness I was there chanting his name along with everyone else. Now, as part of the press release about Tony's passing, they included a quote from him saying, "I didn't look to live forever." Given the song that's about to come up, that couldn't be any more ironic. But that's what I'm going to say on that. Rest in peace, Tony. Thanks for all the music. Sincere condolences to Magnum fans everywhere. Magnum band members, past and present, especially Bob, of course, who's lost his musical partner of over 50 years. And most importantly, to his family, who, we sometimes as fans, we forget that it feels like we have a great loss in our lives, but we don't. We've still got everything we ever had. That's not the case for Tony's actual family and close friends, so I think it's important to remember that. But on that down note, here's the regularly scheduled video, serving as a mini tribute to the great Tony Clarkin. Enjoy. Hey, it's me, it's JSB, and today on Acting is Reacting, we're picking up just where we left off. This is part 2 of the random foreplay of tracks I've listened to 24 times and listening to for my 25th time as we speak, at least in terms of listening on iTunes. As seems to strike me down with these random foreplays, I've encountered another one where I start off with an epic and a half, basically, for the first 2 songs, so we've split it into 2 videos to make it manageable. If you've come from part 1 and you want to jump into part 2, don't worry, it's happening straight away. If you've landed on part 2 without seeing part 1, well, I'll link to that. It'll appear up one of those directions, and you can click on it and go there first. We'll jump back into the songs 3 and 4 of the random foreplay with track 3. What will it be? I have no clue, but let's find out. It's time for some Magnum, ladies and gentlemen. This is a live version from Marauder of If I Could Live Forever. Again, if you saw one of my recent videos, I mentioned that I only picked up Marauder last year, at last, but this is coming off The Gathering, which is a fantastic 5-disc box set that came out about 2010. Yes, because it went up to the Moon King, which is 2009. This is classic early Magnum, which I might sing along with if I'm bad. Give me your love to last me forever, I know. I'll mostly leave it to Bob, but occasionally I can't help myself. So it's quite funny. Of course, very recently I reacted to their brand new song, The Seventh Darkness, from Here Comes the Rain, which is now out. Wasn't when I recorded it, but it is now. So we only have two members in common, Tony Clarkin on guitar, and of course writing the songs as always, and Bob Catley on vocals. Elsewhere we've got Wally Lowe on bass, it's Kate scoring on the drums, and Richard Bailey on keyboards. Richard Bailey is now joined with another former Magnum keyboardist alumni in Mark Stanley of the Wicked Little Madness band, which of course has Mickey Barker in the lineup, who's everybody's favourite Magnum drummer, including mine. And yeah, they cater to a different Magnum audience. I think there's definitely room for both bands. Both are worth seeing. I'd always see Magnum, and I'd see Kingdom of Madness occasionally, given the option. I think even by Magnum fans, Tony Clarkin is an underrated guitarist. Even I don't ever think of him when I think of guitarists, but he can bring it. Of course, this album was recorded at the legendary Marquee Club in London, which is sadly long gone before I got to London, but that's because I'm so young and so not from around these parts. Hasn't even worked out what my accent is yet. I haven't. Alright, thank you, Megan. And that leaves just one more. And we're going to find out what that is in approximately 3 seconds. Okay, this is slightly different from what we've heard so far. Not pulling out any big name bands to lure people to the channel with here, but this is Tyketto with Tearing Down the Sky from Reach, which is the most recent album as we speak. This is another of the world's underrated vocalists that you've probably never heard of, Danny Vaughan. Extraordinary. Should be a household name, isn't. This is more straight ahead mainstream-ish American rock rather than the sort of pompy proggy stuff that we've been listening to on this 4-play so far. course, for those who are into their melodic rock, Tyketto's first album, Don't Come Easy, is one of the classics of the genre, but came out in 1991, and therefore nobody's ever heard it, apart from, let's say, a niche bunch of genre enthusiasts. But they're still out playing live. I saw them last year. Triple bill with FM and Dare. All three are fantastic, but Tyketto were... Well, let's put it this way. Danny was the best vocalist of the night. I think the best set list of the night went to FM, and that was pretty tight. Dare were behind in both categories, but only just. Okay, there we go. That was part 2 of the random foreplay. Magnum with If I Could Live Forever, a live version from Marauder, and Tyketto, Tearing Down the Sky. Now it's time for what we do on the random foreplay, which is what I call, here's what you could have won, and we have a look at what the next 4 songs would have been, or if they'd been the first 4 songs, what we might have listened to in an alternative universe. So let's have a peek. I can tell you that up next were... slightly more famous song than any of those that we've heard. It's Back in the USSR by the Beatles. Possibly just as well that didn't come up because it would have just been, the video would have just been blocked. Kansas are popular on this list apparently. We have Borderline from the Vinyl Confessions album. Then another obscure-ish, well actually not ish, there's no ish about it, obscure melodic rock band Alien with Summer of Love from the Eternity album. Surprised that's had 24 plays, to be honest. There's some cracking songs on that album. That's not one of them. And finally, No Stopping Us Now from the Doobie Brothers, One Step Closer. Speaking of the Doobie Brothers, I can tell you that the next 2 random foreplays are going to be what I'll call 50-year flashbacks. For a start, it's going to help me not have the problem with stupidly long songs coming up on these things. But I'm going to go back to 1974 and check out a couple of underrated albums from that year. So we're actually going to start with Sundown by Gordon Lightfoot. And then the one after that will be the snappily titled What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits by the Doobie Brothers. But that's it for today's random foreplay. I hope you enjoyed both parts. If you had a favourite of the 4 tracks, let me know. If you had a least favourite, Sure, you can mention that too. But I mean, this is a positive channel, but you can positively dislike something some of the time. Did you hear something from someone you'd never heard before? Chances are, if you listened to it, you did. I hope they made a good first impression on you, because there's plenty more to check out from, well, all of the acts that we've heard on today's show. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and do hit like, subscribe, comment, all the good YouTubey stuff, and I will see you on the next video when and indeed if that ever happens. Bye for now.